Once again, we're at the Cardinal Manufacturing open house, and this is the registration booth right when you come in. So when people come in and they want to register for many of these wonderful items that have been donated by local businesses, this is their first stop shop, so they can get their name in a basket, so they have an opportunity to win. What can you tell me about folks that are coming through here, and are some of them it's their first time here, or maybe they've been here before?
A good chunk of them have been here before, since a lot of them are from our community, but then we get a good chunk that drive quite a ways to come see us and see our program too.
And you guys have been part of the program for a couple years now, or is this your first year?
This is our first year.
We've both been a part of the Tech Ed program for a couple of years now, but this is our first year being actually a part of the Cardinal Manufacturing program.
And there's more to the Cardinal Manufacturing program than just maybe running some of the machinery and things like that. There's some other elements. Can you kind of tell me a little bit about that and how that could incorporate in some other facets of your maybe future careers?
I'm the office manager, which means I handle most of the financial aspects of the business, and I actually plan on going into accounting, which this position helped me decide. So.
I can imagine there's a lot to think about when it comes to the accounting and the marketing side of it, and just preparing for this event itself. What do you guys have to do to prepare for this event?
So I'm the marketing manager, so I do a lot of our event planning. So I've been typing up all of our documents we needed and printing stuff off and helping set up everything in the shop and making sure everything runs smoothly.
You guys started working on this probably a bit before yesterday, is that true? How much planning went into this?
Oh, a good month's worth probably, because we had to pick a date, decide on the prizes, find donors and all that stuff, and then just plan it all out. So
you guys were set with the task of finding the folks that were going to donate the items and set all the items up and stuff like that. That's quite a bit of planning that's just involved in that, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had a lot of help from other members of the community with helping find donations too.
Excellent. Well, I'll stop holding up the line here and let folks come in. I want to thank you guys for your time and what you guys are doing here for Cardinal Manufacturing.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Craig, here we are again at the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House 2019. We've been here pretty much every year you've done it, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger every year that you've done it. Can you tell me some of the things that you've added on this year and some of the things that you're really happy to tell folks about that you guys have been able to do in the 2018-2019 school year?
Yeah, like you said, it just continues. Every year it gets a little bigger, a little better, grows. We stretch out a little further. We've had some bigger travels. We've been around the United States this year. Big show down in Chicago, IMTS show. What's new here this year is Video, one of our partners out of Pennsylvania. They made us, I think, 500-600 decks of playing cards with Cardinal Manufacturing playing cards, their name on them. So if you come out tonight, you can grab some of those or talk to us in the future. We also made to give away tonight about 800 dice, aluminum dice we'll be showcasing here and making tonight. Another project working on right now is we're doing some stuff for Carla Brown, would be Gilbert Brown, former Green Bay Packers sister, for her truck and this Wonder Woman symbol she's mounted on there. You know, just looking for new equipment. We actually got approval now, industry sponsored, the salary and benefit for a second tech ed teacher, so we can get a second teacher in here next year. We can grow the program even further. We're looking to advance the equipment. We're just looking to keep growing with technology, advance, always trying to teach technical skills at the highest possible level, but really focusing a lot of our efforts on employability skills, soft skills, professionalism, good people skills, and it's been great, and the community comes out and supports us and does an amazing job helping us run this program.
Yeah, the success of this program is evident, and in the hustle and bustle you can see around us. We're about 25-30 minutes before it actually kicks off, and again, we know it's going to be very busy, and there's plenty of items that have been donated by local businesses that the proceeds then go to support Cardinal Manufacturing and some of the products. And you tell me some of the things that you guys are able to get new this last year that were helping the students.
Yeah, it just every year, like you said, all the proceeds from this event, which is all the items are donated by the community and our supporters, and all this money then is a fun night and goes right back into the program to buy the newer equipment. And I'm trying to think, you know, what's new, brand new this year. A lot of new tooling, a lot of new attachments. We're looking to get down the road. One of our goals is to get a CNC wood router, automated wood router. At some point, some sort of cutting machine, whether it be water jet or plasma. I mean, we just want to keep growing and advancing our capabilities.
And it has to have got to the point now where some of the students who were pioneers of the program are now in the workforce, coming back and maybe even donating some things for the open house and things like that. Can you tell me about some of the students that have kind of cycled through?
Yeah, it's fun watching their careers grow, and now some have been out 4, 5, 6, 8 years where they're taking advancements and they've donating raffle prizes, and some were here today cooking all our brats and hot dogs and just going to be community members and partners and giving back to where they went to school.
Excellent, Craig. Well, I'll let you get back to setting up, and we're here at the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House. Well, we're in front of Carla Brown's booth here, and what she's holding is an emblem for her pickup truck here. She's very happy. What I found out is this is the first you've seen this. And can you give me a little bit of the back story on what's so neat about this emblem and why this gentleman right here is standing here going to tell us about it too?
This gentleman right here is awesome. But the backstory is Gilbert, you want to take that? Gilbert is my brother, and he has a truck almost like mine. His is the higher up, like the Longhorn or something. And he always says my car is like turds or doesn't sound right and everything. So we met these guys when they made us some metal dice. And so I snuck and spoke with some of them and said, hey, can y'all make me something to make my truck better than his truck? And came out with, he like worked so hard on it, and I love it to death.
It's a Wonder Woman emblem here in design. And what did you think when you first found out you were going to be making, first of all, something like an image, a badge, for a vehicle, which is cool in itself, and then it's going to be for Carla Brown on top of it?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared. I've never done anything like this before. Most of the jobs we do, you just put them in there, they mill a little bit, they drill some holes, stuff like that. But I've never had to do something with this much detail. And I mean, obviously it's for Carla Brown, so that was pretty cool too. And yeah, it was a long process, but I think in the end it turned out pretty well.
Aside from it just, for one, looking awesome, and it's definitely going to put you over the top in the truck competition, what did you learn when it came to the process? I mean, it's not like you can just take a piece of billet like this and throw it in the machine and hope it turns out. So did you have to come up with the design, or did you have a design, or how did that all work?
Well, actually I had a shirt. We had a tough truck event me and Gilbert did in La Crosse at Champions Riverside Resort. And he actually he actually found this on the internet for me to go on the back of my shirt. And so I was like, oh, wouldn't that be cool to get this on my truck? And I showed them, and he just ran with it and made it even better.
Yeah, so we actually had one of our freshmen or sophomores, he kind of drew a design. They actually saw it. It got 3D printed, and it was like plastic. And she liked it, so the problem was it was on a different software than what we use.
Sure.
So I had to transfer it over to ours, but we couldn't, so I had to redraw it. And so that took a while, but I redrew it, and that's what actually kind of the final thing came out to be. And then we took it from what I drew, we sent it over to actually Osseo Precision in Osseo, and I think Donovan Peterson there, he programmed it, got it all ready for us. Me and Tyson Roshai, but one of our teachers, went up there, got it, brought it back here, and put it in the machine and started running it.
Well, it looks great here. I bet you're more than excited to get it home and get it on the truck.
Cardinal Manufacturing has been it's just been super cool to be a part of. And then I mean, you can see it here. I mean, the community really cares about it, and it's just been awesome to be a part of. So I'm hoping that I can keep coming back and seeing the great things that they keep doing.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for talking with me. We're here at the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House, and I'm here with John Egan from Chippewa Valley Tech. And I spoke with you last year, and you came back this year. What can you tell me coming back to this event, and what was something that you might have noticed for maybe new students coming in for the 2018 school year that might have been part of this program the year before?
Yeah, well, it's really good to see the youth interest here in the manufacturing sector. There's so much room for career growth in all these different options that we have, everything from machining to welding to automation. There's just so many jobs out there. So when we get to come to events like this, meet with high school students who have had a chance to kind of try some of these different things, it's a really good opportunity for them to see, what can come next and all the different options and opportunities for them out there.
And this is a chance for people at home who are watching this to kind of see what the manufacturing industry is doing for technology. What's some new technology that you can think of that maybe even just 10 years ago was something that might not even been implemented yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It seems like it's changing every single day in these different industries that we have. And that's one of the things we're fortunate with at CVTC is we always get to have our students use those newest technologies because of our partnerships with the different industries that we have in the area. So, our welding students get to learn how to do everything from traditional welding to working with robotic welders and understanding their functions and purposes. So if they want to, pursue that career option, they have that available to them. Students in our automation program are consistently working with new robotic technologies, wiring systems, you name it, and they're working with it. So.
Really is cutting edge, and I'm sure some of the students walking around here today are going to find a minute to come over and talk to you at your booth and see what Chippewa Valley can do for them. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Now in this section of the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House, what's right in front of me here is I'm just going to say a tip-up apparatus of some kind, and I'm assuming there's some parts in here that have been machined by the folks here at Cardinal Manufacturing, and you must have something to do with Sullivan Tip Down by the t-shirt I see you got on there. First of all, I'm going to ask you right here, what part on here did you guys work on, and how did you begin this project with Sullivan Tip Down?
Okay, so we actually do this part for Sullivan Tip Down, and I bandsaw it out, face both sides off, and then once I do that, we send it over to the Haas's, and they engrave the Sullivan Tip Down, their logo on it. And what this does is it's a tip down, and once the fish bites it, it goes down just like that. So then you can run over there, you can run over and hook the fish and catch it. So that's what we do.
So this is your product. This is your tip down system. This is helping people win ice fishing contests all over the United States, I would hope. And can you tell me how you got in contact with Craig and the kids here at Cardinal Manufacturing and why their components are helping your tip down be so good?
It was came to my shop to buy some of my tip downs, and not this product, but my other one. And then he told me about the program, and I gave him one of the wheels, and he took it here to get it quoted. And there was a lot of back and forth, and they had to learn some programming things and how to convert files, because I already had files made. So they converted the files from our format to their format, and it was a great learning project, and it has been for, I don't know, it's been 4 years, I believe, they've been making them for me, and every year I come down and donate for the raffles and have a good time down here. I love this program. It's a great thing for all these kids and all the manufacturers in the area.
Now I'm in a booth here with Terry Iverson, and Terry's an author, as you can see from the books here displayed in front. And this is really interesting. I had a chance to speak with you a little bit before we started recording this, and you were telling me that this book is more than just a book on manufacturing. It's a lot deeper than that. Can you kind of go into that a little bit and maybe even kind of tell me the roots from you deciding to write the book itself?
Well, my family's been in manufacturing for about 93 years, and I've been in manufacturing for 39 years. So throughout those 39 years, everyone's told me how hard it is to find skilled people for their machine shops, and what they're doing here at Cardinal is amazing. So probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, I started writing the book, and I wrote everything about all the different involvements I have in technical education and in the industry as a whole.
I can imagine there's something for just about anybody to pick up if they were to pick up this book and read through it, whether they're looking for manufacturing or parenting or just maybe being a little more whole as a person dealing with society and things like that. In writing this book, was there something in particular you can think of that you got out of it, you learned from writing it?
Oh, wow. Well, it was very gratifying, and I think most of what I learned, because I had so many involvements in high schools and technical colleges, is I really got out of an appreciation for all the different people I interviewed, and most of them, probably 40 out of about 48, were friends of mine, and I knew how special each of them were, but until I got their input on the different topics, I didn't really understand how deep they were as a personality and as a character until I got their interview. And so then that really made me confident that putting that information and their feedback into the book was really a value to me and to people that read the book.
It's really interesting, Terry. Where can folks find you, either online or you said you're going to start kind of doing a book tour over the summer here? How can folks find you?
Well, we have a website called Champion Now. Champion Now is, the word champion is, of course, in the book, Finding America's Greatest Champion. But Champion Now is my 501c3, and it's an acronym. It's Change How American Manufacturing is Perceived in Our Nation. The now is the call to action, and writing the book was part of my call to action. So you can go to championnow.org, and then the book itself is on Amazon. So if you go into Amazon and type in Champion Now or Finding America's Greatest Champion, it'll bring up where you can get one on Amazon. Or on our website, we have hardcovers, and they can go on my website, and with PayPal, they can buy a hardcover. Anything that comes through Champion Now, I can autograph. Anything on Amazon, obviously, it goes straight out to the end user.
Terry, thanks so much for speaking with me today, and I wish you so much luck on the road this summer, and I can imagine lots of people are going to be excited to get their hands on a copy of this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
We're at the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House, and if you watched last year's program, you might recognize this young gentleman here. This is Sam Dietz, and Sam, so you must be at least a junior or senior this year.
Yes, I'm a junior this year.
And so you've been in the program for a couple years now. My guess is you've learned a little bit this last year. Can you tell me what you learned from last year to this year?
Well, what I've learned a lot this year is I've learned a lot more on the programming and like the setting up side compared to as like running the actual parts. I've learned a couple of like the tips and tricks to make your program go a lot faster as well.
I can imagine there's some real world scenario type stuff that is maybe outside of routine setting up, and is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's just little things like noticing like little flaws and problems and finding out how to troubleshoot them. That's the real thing that I have to do a lot on this.
And I can imagine that troubleshooting that you're picking up on is what's going to give you kind of the step up if you decide to take this a little bit further and go on to do this for a career in schooling, where someone might be just learning the systems like maybe you were last year. Now you're kind of beyond learning the system and you're being able to be adaptive with it.
Yeah, I think that'd help out a lot. It's going to help me out a lot if I go into a field with this, because I'll be just that much further ahead of everybody else.
And I've kind of been saying it throughout the program today about the technology that's here and how it's being implemented. If we were going to look into the manufacturing crystal ball, if you will, what does it look like to you? What do you think is going to be, manufacturing 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Well, at least in our shop, I'd hope that we start a woods department, which should be coming in the next few years, have a couple CNCs for the woods department, and maybe add a couple more CNCs, update all of our mills and lathes and our welders. And I think we could have one of the top small school shops in the country.
I was going to ask you what you could tell folks at home who might be watching this who aren't familiar with Cardinal Manufacturing and what it does for a school district, but I think you just kind of said that right there. Sam, thanks so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you.
I'm standing here with Chris from Ashley, and it's no surprise that Ashley Furniture is here talking with folks during the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House. Can we talk a little bit about your partnership with Cardinal Manufacturing and the schools within the district, and why getting people involved in this type of industry is so important?
Well, one of the great things that they do here at Cardinal Manufacturing at Oliva Strum High School is these students are basically in charge of running their own business. They get proposed a problem, they have to come up with a way to solve it, come up with designs for products, engineer it, build it, and also sell it. Also working with the marketing of the business, exposing it. I mean, as you can see here tonight, there's probably going to be well over 1,000 people coming here to this open house tonight. And Ashley Furniture is very supportive of everything that they're doing, because the skills that the students are learning here at Cardinal Manufacturing is exactly what we're looking for at Ashley Furniture.
And I have to believe if they're able to take up some skills here and maybe go on to UW Stout or Chippewa Valley or some other school, or even go straight to work for you guys, if they've come through a program like this, they probably already have some of that skill set that you're looking for, which means maybe they get to start at a little higher pay scale than if they didn't have any skill set behind them.
Yeah, these students are definitely above the starting grade of when the skills that they learn here when they go into the college life, they are a step ahead of where they are from a typical student. So from a standpoint of where Ashley is and developing these partnerships with the students in the schools, such as Cardinal Manufacturing, we're fully on board with it.
I'm at the Cardinal Manufacturing open house here with the Levistrom School District Superintendent Corey Kulig, and this program is known nationwide now, and I was just talking to some folks as I was running around, and the scholarships that are available for students going into manufacturing are just incredible, and you have to believe it has something to do with Craig and this program. Can you tell me what it's like to oversee a school like this and have a program like this coming from Levistrom schools?
Well, it's certainly an asset to have a program like this in our school district. I mean, we're fortunate to have both Craig working with our students and also just to have the opportunity for our students to experience things and when they leave our school district to have a career path in mind, and we try to help assist them in that career path with the scholarships that are in place. So it's a win for everyone.
And I would imagine when you're going around talking to other educators on the state level, even the national level, you might get questions about Cardinal Manufacturing. What's it like to respond to some of those questions, and what do you say to the other educators?
Well, I've been fortunate enough to travel with Craig across the country. We've been out in Washington, D.C., been down to, various parts out to California and so on. And it's good to tell a story that, rural America, you can make a difference and you can have a program like this, and you don't need to have, a big fancy building. I mean, we have our facilities here. It's works great for the students that we service, and I think it inspires others to understand that you can do this at a smaller level, and it can have a profound impact. And I think a lot of places are replicating this business model, and they're running with it.
Well, thanks so much for telling me about the program today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm standing here with Brett from Wedia. Am I saying that right? Wedia?
Yep. Wedia would be the American enunciation, and it's a formerly German company, so it would be Wedia also.
Wedia.
Yeah, exactly.
I got that in there. So you guys manufacture tooling, so I can see why you'd be a good fit to come to the Cardinal Manufacturing open house here. Have you been here before, and can you kind of tell me how you got involved with Craig and the program here at Cardinal High School, or at Levistrom High School?
Absolutely. So yeah, we got involved with them many years ago. I think this is the 4th year that we've been involved, and it's anything for Craig and the kids. At the end of the day, we're starving for people in the trades. Anywhere that you go into any industrial park in any city in the United States, there's a help wanted sign for kids just like these, and they can have a job in 10 or 15 minutes. So anything that we can do to help them and help Craig and grow this program, we're in.
At the Cardinal Manufacturing open house, and I'm here with Gilbert Brown. You were here last year, and must be a great program. You're back again supporting it as well. And I had the opportunity to talk to your sister a little bit earlier, and there's a little bit of a challenge going on. She was telling me about your guys' pickup trucks. And I think she's got one up on you now, because I see she's got that Wonder Woman badge that's going on the grill now. Can you give me a little background on this battle, and what you think about these kids in this program here?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the kids. My sister, I don't waste my time. But it's pretty cool, man, to come out here and see how hard these kids work and all these beautiful machines that they have. When I was growing up, we had machine shop, but they took it away. They took it away, and we didn't really, and I enjoyed that class. You never know what you can achieve. But now to see this and to see how, just talking to these kids, and I do a lot of bullying stuff. Something like this will help those kids and give them confidence, give them something to build on, something to do, something to be a part of, because everything is just so structured and sometimes too much pressure. I bet you this shop here is where they can come in and release that pressure. So I'm all for this, man, and if they keep having me back, I'll keep coming back.
And I saw you a little bit earlier talking to one of the students that's part of the program about one of the machines, and what did you think about the way he was able to explain the machine and what it did? Was that pretty impressive?
Real impressive, man, just to see the kids, how they interact, and they have to get confidence, and this gives them confidence because they're doing something they love and they're doing something that they can talk about. You see what I'm saying? That's what that's what it's all about. It's because machine shop for them is like playing football. It's like being a doctor, being a lawyer, because it's something that they know and they can guarantee that they can deliver. So watching him talk, man, it was pretty amazing, talking about how to create certain things that I have nothing about.
Well, I know you're supportive of kids and what they're doing and growing up and staying, active and taking care of themselves and each other. I just want to thank you again for speaking with us here and being part of the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House. All right, we're standing at one of the busiest booths here at the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House. And as you can see, we got some rifles. We have, looks like a lever action 22. And over here we have a steel MS 180 chainsaw. These are all items that have been donated. That are going to be raffled off to some lucky winner, and all the proceeds are going to Cardinal Manufacturing. Talking to one of the participants of Cardinal Manufacturing right here, what can you tell me about the program?
At this program, we just basically do anything for a customer who may come in, and they'll have a part for us to fix or part for us to make, and we'll do it for any business or any person that comes in. And all this that people are donating tonight for buying these raffle tickets and stuff just comes right back to the program to improve it next year.
You got your name in any of these raffles?
Yeah, I've bought a couple tickets so far, hoping to win a couple things.
There you go. You're supporting your own program like that. And what can you tell us to some folks who might be sitting at home watching this that might have kids or grandkids that might be interested in a program like this? What's one of the benefits you found?
I think this is a really good program because it gets you out there just learning the general trades of machining, welding, or anything. And there's also a lot of scholarships that go into this program that we can earn from being in here.
Scholarships are good, right?
Yep, that's what you need to college.
I see there's a couple colleges and universities, and Chippewa Valley Tech is sitting over there too. So, I mean, I'm sure they're eager to talk to some of you guys to find out. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Once again, I want to thank you for joining us on our tour of the Cardinal Manufacturing Open House. We had a chance to talk to some really interesting students and educators about what they're doing here at the Levi-Strum High School. And I want to thank you for watching Trimble County Community Television.